Hi again, it's me, Darren. I have a bit of a COVID infection. Anyway, I couldn't wait. I've got the new Wansview W9. Let's do the unboxing, and then what we'll do is we'll go through the setup and we'll go into a little bit more depth on the software end of things, because I noticed on my W5 video there was a lot of questions on the software, how to get to certain places and things like that. So we'll spend a little bit more time on the software element of this camera. Unfortunately, I can only do it from an iPhone point of view, and we'll go into a little bit more depth in the settings, the things that you can do with it, accessing certain parts. I've also been told by Wansview that they're going to be offering a 24/7 streaming solution via the cloud under a subscription package. Without further ado, let's get the unboxing. Are you unboxing it from the bottom, Darren? So I don't show you my address, viewers, that's why. Okay. So, let's turn this around. Now, look at that beaut! Okay, so, outdoor camera, 1080p, pan and tilt, outdoor, W9. Now, this has only been available in the UK market for a couple of months now, so this isn't like a preview package or anything else like that. As you can see, you can use your Google Play to get the app, or you can use the App Store to get the app, and you can also download it from Wansview. So have a look at the packaging. Camera obviously can be used anywhere. Some of the basic information is display resolution is 1080p. The power output is 5 volts, so that will work on a standard USB adapter. The viewing angle was 100 degrees, pan and tilt 350, tilt 95. Lens is a 4mm 2 million lens, whatever that means. It must be a megapixel. Has a built-in microphone and speaker. The operating frequency is 2.4 gigahertz, just like all the other cameras that they have. They only operate in the 2.4 range. They won't work on your 5G, so make sure that your Wi-Fi is compatible. Wireless speed is in the range of 802.11 B, G and N at 150 megabits. So the video format is in the new standard H.264 MJPEG. Working temperature is -10 degrees centigrade up to 40 degrees centigrade. Anything else lower or higher than that, you're going to have a few issues. We're in the Western Hemisphere, not too bad here in the UK. And the working humidity is between 10 and 90%. So, we never get past that here either. So this is the operable environment to operate this camera. So we go underneath here. So we have a mounting bracket template. We have the instruction guide. You have your Wi-Fi antenna. Wall fixing screws, of which there are 4. And then we have another packet. Not sure why we've got 2 packets. I'm sure that will reveal itself later. I'm here in the UK, so I ordered this on Amazon. Link in the description below. So this has given me my USB 5-volt charger, power adapter. I won't say charger because this doesn't operate as a battery. You got a Cat 5 cable, should you want to wire it in physically. You usually get around about 3 meters worth of USB cable on these, so it's always a good range. And let's look at the fixing. Let's get the camera out. In the bottom of that box you can just see there the quality control sticker. Let's get this out for the first time. Nothing else in there. Let's get rid. So let's take the packaging off. So here we have this. At the top here is your Wansview antenna adapter. So this obviously fits to this. And then you've got your, let's just get rid of that. In the back then you've got it sealed inside. This is your Cat 5 if you were running that, so it's going to be weather sealed behind the fixing. And then your cable mount basically can, if you depend on where you drill the hole, it can go through the hole. If you drill your hole here, it can all sit behind the wall and not be seen. If you don't have that option, it has a channel, a downward channel obviously, where you can run the cable to where it needs to be tracked to allow it to be powered in. So this is the camera. This is your, there you go, that's the lock. So that's your 350 degrees turning, so it can actually look at its own mounting plate. You got the backwards, up and down, and that's its point there. That's as far as it will go. I'm presuming in here is the USB, a SD card holder, and I'd be right, and your reset function. So as you can see there, let's just get you into camera view. Your reset button is in there, and then this is where your micro SD camera goes as well. All right, that's a good watertight seal in there. Fit that in. Remembering this is going outside, so there's a good bit of weather protection. You'll also have then your infrared. All your infrareds are here. So these three holes here, that's the microphone. And number one, obviously, is the lens. And what's that top part then? Photo resistance. Ooh, I think what the photo resistance is checking for the night vision. Ah, that's basically what it is. It's detecting the environment, and then it will alter the lens based on what light it's picking up. So yeah, pretty cool. And then we'll switch to software view, and then you can see what it is that we're operating with. Okay, so join me in a second. So we have the W9 plugged in, and now what we're going to do is we're going to search for it. So we do that by hitting the plus bar at the top. We scroll down to the version. There it is. Past it. W9. Option 1 at the top. Select. It's flashing because it's just powered on. We're going to go next. So it's already scanned my Wi-Fi.
Please point the QR code towards the camera lens and wait for the scan.
So we're going to go over to the camera lens and point it at the camera.
QR code scan is successful.
So that's the scan successful. I'm going to hit
Connecting to the Wi-Fi.
I'm going to hit next and let it do its countdown.
Wi-Fi is connected.
So it's picked up the Wi-Fi on the 2.4 gigahertz. Now we just have to wait for it to confirm on the app. It's taking its time. It's registering itself with the cloud now, which means I'll be able to access it from the app anywhere in the world. Now it's going
The pairing is successful.
Oh, okay.
You can start using the camera now.
So I'm going to call this, it's going to go out into my garden. And I'm just going to rename it slightly because I already have a garden cam out there, but I need to change it, garden A cam. I just need to delete that one first because I'm going to swap it out for this. So we're going to call it garden A cam. Click OK. And as we've seen in my previous videos, it hasn't taken a screenshot yet, so we don't know what it's looking at, but it's safe to say that I've moved to the kitchen, whereas before I did use the office, but we're going to use the kitchen this time. So if I click on here, it'll give you a view of my kitchen area. I'm going to use the console, and I'm going to navigate down. I'm just going to mute it and turn the mute it, scroll down. Hello everybody. So it's sitting on its side at the minute. It's not mounted properly, but that's the controls, so you can see there. So let's just get this out of view. We don't need to worry about that. So that's it connected to the app. And now let's go into some of the features. So we'll go into the settings on the top right. You can see here now the display is telling me how strong the signal is at the very top. We can invite family members. So if you wanted to share this camera with somebody else using the app, you can do that. So it can all be shared with up to 3 users. You can turn the camera on and off as well. So it's not a power switch, but if you want to temporarily disable it, you can do so We go into the advanced settings now. So this way, the image rotation is to tell you whether the camera is mounted upside down or not. It also has, and if it's upside down, you can switch it around. It's telling you what the AC frequency is currently set at, and you can change that to 60 or 50 Hertz. It just depends on what your current electrical provider is. Maybe it's going to cause some interference. You can turn off the camera microphone manually, and you can also set the speaker volume. So the camera microphone is on, so if I can talk through the app out through the camera's audio system, and that will set the speaker volume as well at the other end. Now the LED indicator on and off is a bit redundant on this because it's actually hidden underneath SD card slot, which I showed you earlier, so we don't need to worry about that. Local application, don't need to worry about that, but it does have RTSP support there as well, so if you want to do streaming, those are the links that you can use, and it will allow you to sort of stream to a website. And the local account is not sure, I've never really played with that, so we can skip past that. Camera time zone, I'm in the UK, so we're currently on daylight saving hours now, so you can change that to wherever you are in the world, and that will obviously have an impact on where it displays. Motion detection, great feature, detection area, so you can set a particular hotspot of where you want the camera to pick up on. Now obviously, because this hasn't taken a screenshot yet of its environment, but once it does that, you can sort of manipulate that, so we can squeeze it in and out, and that would obviously be primarily done once you've got the camera in its final destination. You can also set the sensitivity level, so to be really low, medium, high, so even if a bug flies past, it will trigger it. Okay, come out of that. Now, motion alert. This is a great service here, so if we switch that on, you can set a schedule that it's either 24/7, and that means that anything that happens in that motion detection area will send you a notification to your phone, and then you'll be able to view the video from your device, and you can also then go back in and have a look at those in the future. It's also telling you what my network is, and it can also give you the ability to diagnose any potential problems, making sure that the phone is connected to the same Wi-Fi as the camera, otherwise it won't work via 4G or 3G if you're away from your network. So device management as well, then you can restart the camera remotely, and you can also restore the factory settings, and you can also delete it completely from your app. So not a lot really to go into on that front, but there's a lot in there. We can then go back in, close that console. So any alerts, any motions it's picked up, it will start detecting. My wife just walked in front of it there, so there's a little headshot of her. You can download it, and what it does when in the download method, we just click on download. You need to come out of the system, go into me on the bottom right, and then it will go into local video. So there's that local video there, and there's some other previous local videos that we've saved. You can then select that, and it'll play back, and you can save it locally to your device, or you can just delete it, and obviously you can preview it by hitting the big play button, so we can just delete that. Images, any images you've saved. So we had a local courier come by. I wasn't sure who that was. They went to the rear of the property, and anything that's been downloaded in the past is also in there as well. Now, account security. That's you can enable Face ID on your phone. You can change your password, and there's my email address, so you can set up that as well. General settings. It can warn you that you're using your mobile device for data. App notifications I've got set to allow. It's got alert notifications, system notifications, and I also get any marketing messages from Wansview as well. So system notifications will let you know that maybe there's a firmware update available for that camera. Contact us. Now this is a great service here, so depending on where you are in the world, you can reach out. There's a lot of European support there, America as well. So you can get that again from the Me settings, contact us. There's a good help guide in there, FAQs, and and then you can sign out, and the about basically just lets you know the terms of service and the app version. Okay, so that's all accessible from the Me function on the bottom right. Cloud, that's where you can then set up the cameras. So I have an extended plan which cycles every 15 days, so it will overwrite itself. I've got up to 5 cameras on there. You can buy a new storage plan through there. So we've got basic, extended plan, and then we've got a pro plan, and that's a 30-day rolling alarm system, and that supports up to 7 cameras. Now, I'm quite tempted maybe to go along with that. You can do it subscription price. You can do it monthly there, which is a little bit more expensive, or you can do it annually, and that'll be $170 basically a year. I'm currently on the extended plan, which gives me 5 camera support. So there you can see the 5 cameras. Now I can add and remove. Now that means those are cloud accessible data files. The other cameras that I have on my system that aren't part of the cloud storage, which you'll be able to see, there we go, you see, it's telling me underneath that garden cam, which has been offline since July. I've had a few issues just in the location of that. The cloud storage is active. I've got my deck cam, there's a subscribe to cloud storage option, so it's sort of letting you know as well as you scroll up and down which cameras have cloud storage. So my internal kitchen one does, my front door cam, and the reason that I've used those ones is that if somebody breaks into the property and decides to disable the camera, the last thing that will have been recorded is them doing that, and I don't have to worry about retrieving the camera to get the memory card off it. I've got the data in the cloud, so you can pick and choose which cameras are going to have the best data on for that. So that's the cloud system there. You can activate and deactivate cameras as you need. And also then moving along is the alert section. You can see here which cameras have triggered an alert recently. It will also pick up night to day, so if we click on a parlor, just press play, it's quickly loading, press play, there you go. It's getting dark now, so it's gone from 17:14 yesterday on the 31st of October. That's when it triggered its nighttime night vision, and that's when it obviously maybe picked up a bit of gravel and wind and storms, so it's a bit sensitive, and it picked up that as well. So those are the different options, as my wife said. There we go, and that's the front door. So there's all my devices. You can also pin them. So if you want to see the ones close at the top, you can certainly do that. So these two are pinned at the top, and then I could pin this one, and then that will move that to the top as well. So whatever's the last one that you pinned will be the one that goes to the top. So if we go back down, I want that front door one at the beginning. Top. There we go. Front door is connected. Now another great feature, I might have to just switch this out. So if you go on the top left here, just under where it says 2020, which is me recording, if we click on there, it will then trigger the camera views that you can set up to be live viewed all at the same time, like a standard CCTV system. Okay, so you can see my office, my door, my front window, and my kitchen. And you can also add more, so you can quad screen group them as well. So I've got internal and I've got external as well. So if I go to the external view, the garden cam obviously is not working, so there's my drive, there's what we call the parlour. It's basically a walkway between our 2 offices. And then here we have my deck cam, which gives me an overview of my property as well. So you can switch between those views, and you can add more as your camera catalog increases. Basically, you just click on the plus sign and add devices, and then you can rename it as well. So we'll just delete that, we don't need that group. So that's what that little grid pattern allows you to do. And that's pretty much the system, to be fair. Now that the garden cam is set up, what we can go to is look for Alexa, and we can go into devices now. Add new device, click on the plus sign, add a device. So it's picked up other cameras on other devices that have been waiting to connect as well. So we can add garden cam, and we set up device and tell it where it's going to be. So this is going to be my garden. We're going to add that to the group and continue. And that's it. So now I can go to my FireTV and ask it to show Garden A cam, and it will display what that camera can see on my TV, which I think is fantastic. And hopefully you do too. So until next time, please like and subscribe. If you've got any questions on this, obviously your first point of reference would be to go to the Me tag and contact the relevant email address or the telephone number if it's available. Get in touch with them first, or if you have any general questions on usage, feel free to get in touch with me here on YouTube in the description, or sorry, in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye.